Welcome everyone to our lecture on the topic of reverse summer problem. Uh, this lecture comes under the chapter of kinematics, and with this particular video, we'll be finishing the chapter of kinematics, and we'll be continuing the chapter with the topic of circular motion at the end of the chapter of laws of motion. That is, we'll be covering circular motion at the end of laws of motion, and for the time being, the chapter of kinematics will be finishing with this topic. So let us begin. So, as you know, the topic of reversible problem involves ideas of relative velocity and its application in two dimensions. So till now, what we have been learning in relative velocity and what is the different part is that um, we have been mostly been concerned with finding or been evaluating what is the velocity of 2 points with respect to ground, and when those two velocities are known to us, then we are supposed to find what is the relative velocities between those 2 points, and we know how to find the relative velocities. To find relative velocity, what we do, we subtract velocity of the frame of reference from the point or from the thing which is being observed. Like in the last case of the rain man problem, we were supposed to observe the rain. So we subtracted the velocity of man from the velocity of the rain. Now in this particular problem, we are going to differ from that line of thinking. In this particular case, we will be given the relative velocity of the swimmer with respect to river first, and we will be given the velocity of the river with respect to ground, and then we would be supposed to find what is the absolute velocity of the river, absolute velocity of the swimmer. So let us see how we go about doing that. So let us draw two banks. This is the bank number 1 and bank number 2. So these are the two banks of the river, and these are parallel to each other, so that the width of the river, which can be any value, is constant throughout. So we are starting with the river. The river is flowing with some constant velocity. Let's say that velocity is given as VR vector. So this direction is horizontal, and the man starts swimming in the river at some angle. Let's say this angle is some, and this direction is some this value, like we have drawn. So there is the velocity of swimmer with respect to river. It is swimming in this direction, and velocity of river is some this value. So what we are mainly concerned with is finding what is the actual velocity of the swimmer as seen by observer sitting on the bank of the river. So we know velocity of some point S with respect to some point R. This can be written in the way velocity of understood in the way velocity of swimmer is to be written with respect to river. So what is the velocity of swimmer with respect to river? So we know when we are trying to find velocity of point B with respect to point A, then we write velocity of point B first, that is the velocity of swimmer minus velocity of river. This is the formula which we know. This implies velocity of swimmer would be equal to velocity of swimmer with respect to river plus the velocity of river. That means that if we add these two vectors, velocity of river vector and velocity of swimmer with respect to river, if we add these two vectors and complete a parallelogram, then the diagonal of the parallelogram would provide us the absolute velocity of the swimmer with respect to this person, that is the velocity with respect to the person on the ground. So the swimmer would be swimming in this particular direction. So what is the first thing which we will be concluding from this equation? The first thing which we will be concluding is that even though the man is trying to swim in some different direction, the man is swimming in this particular direction, right? But it won't actually swim in this direction. we will be adding the velocity of river with the velocity of swimmer with respect to river, and we will be, after adding, we will be getting this complete net velocity, uh, along which it would swim as seen by person on the ground. So first of all, we try to understand what is the meaning behind this statement and why it is given first. So when we are given the velocity of swimmer with respect to river, it means that what is the velocity of swimmer as seen by the particles of the river, that is the water particles. So water particles see the swimmer or the boat, whatever value, swimming at some particular velocity. If the water is stationary, then velocity with respect to water would be some x, and even if the water starts moving, the water particles start moving, the velocity of the swimmer or the boat with respect to those particles is given to us. So that relative velocity is given to us, and then we try to find what is the actual velocity of the swimmer. That is the whole problem which we are looking forward to. Okay, so this problem usually comes with a lot of cases, so we'll be studying each case, and we'll be trying studying each case, and we'll be then learning something more about this. Okay, so the first case which we take in river swimming problem is the problem of minimum time, that you have to cross the river at minimum time. How would you do it? So we think for this problem in the way that we think that you have the velocity of swimmer with respect to river. Let's say it is represented by this some vector, and the velocity of river vector, let's say this is represented by this value. Now we know that now we know this velocity of swimmer with respect to river. What does this represent? So this represents the angle in which we are trying to swim in the direction of. So how fast we are trying to swim in one particular direction, and theta signifies at what angle which we are trying to swim at. So if we are trying to consider, if we are trying to evaluate what is the net velocity, so what would be the component of velocity of river along along a direction perpendicular to river? So along this direction there would be no component of velocity of river. The only component of the velocity in this direction would be VSR cos theta. That would be the cos theta of this value. So that means only the velocity of swimmer with respect to river is driving the man in the direction perpendicular to the banks of the river, and it is helping it cross the river. So let's say the width of the river is W, then the time taken to cross the river would be with W divided by this velocity VSR cos theta. And since our condition specifically states that you have to cross the river in minimum time, so to cross the river in minimum time, what you would do? You would orient the complete velocity of the man perpendicular to the bank of the river, so that you get the complete capacity of the river crossing the width of the river, that is W, and we are able to cross this river in minimum possible time. So how do we do the minimum possible time? We will simply take the maximum value of cos theta, which comes when theta is 0. So the minimum time in crossing the river is width of the river divided by velocity of swimmer with respect to the river. And for this, what we did, we took theta equal to 0. That is, we completely aligned the relative velocity of swimmer with respect to river in that direction. So this is what we have done up till now. So as you can see, what we have learned up till now is that what is the velocity of swimmer, how do we calculate it? So we add the relative velocity of the swimmer with respect to river with the velocity of river. These two vectors are added. The addition can be done in both ways. We can add them geometrically, and we can add them vectorially also. And how this is applied. So as you realize that this is not the ultimate answer which we are looking for, that the velocity with respect to river is just a relative velocity, that how the river particles would see the swimmer swimming in a particular direction of. The actual velocity in which the swimmer would be swimming is this Vs velocity, the velocity of swimmer with respect to ground. So what would be the velocity of swimmer with respect to ground in this minimum time case? So in this minimum time case, what we will be doing is that take a bank of the river, take the bank of the river, and this is the velocity of swimmer with respect to river. And this is the velocity of the river. So when we will be adding these two velocities, we will be getting the net velocity of swimmer in this direction. So it would be swimming at some angle with the vertical. So even though the man is swimming and crossing the river with minimum time, it is not necessary that it would cross in the shortest path. In fact, it would be just opposite. So we say that the starting point of the man is some S and the opposite point is some O, and the man lands the opposite bank of the river at, let's say, some point A. So this distance OA is called the drift of the man. This is called so this distance is called is the this distance is called the drift of the man, OA distance. So this OA distance is called the drift of the person. So with how much distance would that person drift along the stream of the river? Along the river, how much distance would it drift in? So this drift distance can be calculated again. So we know that the direction of the velocity of the man in this x direction is only the velocity of the river. There is no component of velocity of the swimmer with respect to river in this direction. So velocity of the man in x direction is only velocity of the river. This we know. So we'll be multiplying the time taken by the man in crossing the river with this velocity. That is the velocity of river, and this would easily get us the net drift of the man in this case. Okay, so let us move to the next case. Okay, so the next case is this one. So you have to cross the river with minimum drift. You have to cross the river with minimum drift. So the drift we just saw, what would be the drift? Drift is the distance covered by the man downstream from the opposite point of the bank. So what would be the case in which we can achieve the minimum drift? So to get the cases of minimum drift, that how can we minimize drift, we take two cases. The first case which we take is that the man can swim at a higher velocity with respect to the river. So it is going to swim at a higher velocity with respect to the river. So VSR is greater than VR. So how do we minimize drift in this case? So what we will be doing is that, let's say you have the velocity of swimmer with respect to river, this vector, and the velocity of river vector. So we will be taking the angle theta and let us talk about components. So velocity of swimmer with respect to river along this direction, along the drift of the river, is VSR sine theta. So we know that we'll be getting the net velocity by adding these two vectors. So if this vector VSR sine theta entirely cancel out the velocity of the river, that is VSR sine theta is equal to velocity of river, then we'll be getting the condition of no drift. There won't be any drift at all. Since the man would be having no velocity along the river, the swimmer won't travel along the river. All the components are getting cancelled out. So we'll be getting the first condition, that is sine theta is equal to velocity of river divided by velocity of swimmer with respect to the river. Okay. But what if this condition is not there? If the opposite happens, if velocity of swimmer with respect to river is less than velocity of river, so again we'll be drawing the same figure. Let us take velocity of swimmer with respect to river at some theta angle, and the velocity of river is going to remain horizontal. So we know that the distance of drift is this particular distance, right? So velocity of man in x direction would be what? It would be velocity of river minus velocity of swimmer with respect to river and the sine theta component which we are subtracting. But since they won't be cancelled out, there would be some drift in this case. In this particular case, there would be no drift, zero drift would be present. And why won't be there won't be any drift? Because the velocities along x direction entirely cancel out. But in this case, they won't cancel out, because velocity of river is greater than velocity of swimmer with respect to river, and we are taking sine theta ratio, so this value would grow even smaller than VR, so this can never be zero. So the time taken in crossing the river, let's say that time is t, would be the width of the river divided by velocity of swimmer with respect to river and cos theta. And now what would be the drift? Let's say the drift is represented by some value z, then that value would be some VR minus VSR sine theta into the width divided by VSR cos theta. So this is the net drift z. So VSR sine theta minus this is SR and this is the velocity of river divided by velocity of swimmer with respect to river cos theta into the width. Okay. Now we have to minimize the value of z. We have to find the minimum value of z. Minimize z. So we can minimize z by finding dz by d theta. So let us find dz by d theta. So for that we'll be using the quotient rule. So in quotient rule you will be squaring the denominator, that is VSR cos theta. So this would be squared and the numerator would come out to be VSR cos theta as it is into differentiation of this, which would be VSR cos theta minus VR minus VSR sin theta. So VR minus VSR sin theta. Differentiation would give you minus VSR sin theta. So this is minus VSR square cos square theta minus VR VSR, and it will be positive sign sin theta minus VSR squared sin squared theta. divided by VSR square cos square theta. So this would give us VSR squared with a negative sign plus VSR sine theta divided by VSR squared cos square theta. This is equal to dz by d theta. So if we are to substitute dz by d theta equal to 0 to find the minimum value of the drift, then we would get VSR is equal to VR sine theta, and this would be the inversion of the condition which we obtained in the previous sub case. So VSR divided by VR, and this is the condition we get. So this is the trigonometric ratio sine theta. We can also get cos theta from this. So to get cos theta, we'll get VR, and this will be VR squared minus VSR squared divided by square root. Let us try to find what would be the minimum drift. The drift in the previous case was 0, since the vector components were cancelled out completely, but they won't be 0 in this particular case. So this value would be some VR minus VSR into the sine theta, which is VSR divided by VR divided by VSR into the cos theta, which is square root of something divided by VR, and this whole is multiplied by the width of the river, that is W. So this would come out to be square root of VR square minus VSR square divided by VSR into the width of the river. So this would be the minimum width. Okay, so we have completed the case of finding what is the minimum drift under various conditions of velocity of summit of the respective river. If whether it is greater than velocity of river, whether it is less than velocity of river, and we have done all that. So let us jump to some questions next. Okay, so the first question which we have is, we have a man can swim at a speed of 10 meter per second with respect to water flows in the river at a rate of 2 meter per second. Find the time in which the man crosses the river and the drift of the man. So we know that the man has oriented himself perpendicular to the flow of the river. That means he is swimming in this direction at 10 meter per second, and the river is flowing at a speed of 2 meter per second. So the distance which he has to swim is 100 meters. So the time taken to swim that distance is the distance divided by speed in that direction. The time taken would be 10 seconds, and how much the man would drift? Drift would be the velocity in x direction, which is 2, into the time taken, that is 10 seconds. So that would be 20 meters. So this is the distance it would drift. Next question. A swimmer has to swim in such a way that he reaches the opposite end from where the swimmer started. So in this question we have to see the figure to understand the question. So the man has to reach the opposite point from where he started. So he started from some point S and he has to reach some point A. So the question is that you are given the speed of the man, he can swim at 10 root 3, you are given the speed of what, which is 50. So at what angle should he orient himself so that he crosses the river straight from points S to A? So like we discussed, if we are going to orient our velocity along the direction SA, it's not going to do that. We have to put an angle to our velocity so that the component of our velocity cancels VR. So let us do that and move further. So we know that VSR sine theta component has to cancel the velocity of river, which is VR. So we know that VSR is some 10 root 3 and sine theta is velocity of river, which is 15. So this gives us sine theta is equal to some square root 3 by 2, which implies theta is equal to some 60 degree. So you have to orient yourself at an angle 60 degree. The swimmer would have to orient itself at an angle 60 degree with respect to this point, this line SA, so that it is able to cross the river directly with no drift. We have to find also the time taken to cross the river, or time taken to cross the river would be 10 root 3 cos 60 degree. So this value would be some 5 root 3. This is the velocity of the man and swimmer in y direction, and it has to travel a distance of 50 root 3 meters. The time taken would be the distance which we have to cover. √3 meters. This is the distance which we have to cover, and at what velocity? 5 root 3. So this would be some 10 seconds. So the man would cross the river in 10 seconds of time. Okay, the next question which we have, a person he can swim across a channel with the speed of 8 meter per second relative to water. The speed of the channel is 4. Find the angle at which he should swim with respect to the bank channel so that the person reaches the other bank with no drift. Again, we know the condition. Sine theta is equal to velocity of river divided by velocity of swimmer with respect to river. Velocity of river is 4, swimmer is 8, that gives half. This means theta should be equal to 30 degree. So he should swim at an angle of 30 degree, and we have to find the angle at which he should swim with respect to the banks, right? So we have to swim at an angle of 30 degree with respect to the width of the river. So with the banks I would be making an angle of 60 degree. Next question, which would be the last question. A boat can travel in water at a speed of 10 meter per second relative to water. The water is also going to travel at the same speed. It is also going to travel at some 10 meter per second, and the question is that you have to start from point O and you have to reach point B. So you have to start from point O and you have to reach point B, and this distance AB is given to us. So this distance AB is given to us. It is 200 root 3 meters. This distance is 200 root 3, and we are also given the width of the river. The width of the river is some 200 meters. This is the width of the river, and you have to find the angle theta at which the man has to swim so that it actually swims in this direction. The velocity of river is given. So how do you do that? So we know if the complete velocity of the man is oriented along this direction, then the man would simply swim along this direction. So we know that, okay, Yeah, right. So we have to eventually swim along this direction. We have to swim along the direction. Let's say we have to swim along the direction alpha. We have to swim along this direction. So the velocity of man should be oriented along this direction. So we know that this angle tan alpha would be equal to velocity of river minus velocity of swimmer with respect to river and sine theta component divided by velocity of swimmer with respect to river cos theta component. And this tan alpha we can find. This tan alpha value would be the distance AB divided by distance OA. This distance is AB and this distance is OA. So the distance AB is 200 upon root 3 divided by the width of the river, which is 200. Velocity of river is 10 meter per second minus velocity of swimmer with respect to river. The velocity of swimmer with respect to river is also 10 sine theta divided by 10 cos theta. And this would give us 1 upon root 3 is equal to 1 minus sine theta divided by cos theta, which gives us tan theta upon 2. Since 1 minus sine theta can be written as sine square theta by 2 minus cos theta by 2, or some value it can be written, right? Let us do it. Yes, the 1 minus sine theta upon cos theta, what should be the value of theta? So theta can be simply 30 degree, right? We can guess theta. If theta is 30 degree, then cos 30 would be root 3 by 2. Sin 30 would be half. Would be cancelling out and would be getting this angle. So this is our last question in the chapter of kinematics, and with this we have completed the topic of relative velocity and its all basic ideas which we did. So the main thing which we were concentrating on was that how to find relative velocities of 2 points with respect to each other, how the equation of motions come in that and work under that topic. So for that, I would recommend more practice, because with practice we actually are able to get a grip on the ideas, that how and in which situation we are trying to apply the equations, and then we did some brain math problem as reversible problem. So thank you for joining and have a good day.